good afternoon again, and welcome to our Online Collage Workshop. So this is actually part of UP Asterisk online sining series called On Paper, isang mapapel na online sining series. So just a brief background about this event and about the online sining series. So UP Asterisk, or Asosasyon ng Kabataang Artista, Kritiko at Scholar ng Sining at Kultura, Universidad ng Pilipinas, is an art organization at the UP Diliman College of Arts and Letters. And right now, we're doing online art events for everyone as part of the time we're in right now. We are on quarantine. So this is actually our third and last, but definitely not the least, workshop as part of the online sining series. So the series is actually composed of events that tackle about paper as the medium. So with us will be our facilitator, who's also a member of UP Asterisk. So I'll just introduce our facilitator for this afternoon. So our facilitator, Ches Gatpayat, is actually a member of UP Asterisk. She is a visual artist based in Manila and is currently taking up BA Art Studies with a minor in Sociology at the University of the Philippines in Diliman. And then Ches also does freelance work as a graphic designer, art archivist, and researcher. And her projects involve a lot of collaborations with various musicians, publications, authors, filmmakers, and also fellow artists. And in fact, she'll be having an exhibit sometime soon. So please keep updated for that. Maybe she'll tell us more about that later. So she also does a lot of projects as well, such as being an art contributor at the Philippine Star. So without further ado, I present to you Ches Gatpayat.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, so thank you, Gian, and thank you, UP Asterisk, my home org, for inviting me today to host this workshop. Okay, so wait, I'll just share screen. How do I share screen? Wait, okay, there. All right. Can you guys see it? Okay. So, honestly, it was when I was thinking of how to present or how to do this workshop, it was kind of difficult to think about how to teach collage making because it doesn't have a fixed set of rules, and like it doesn't have like very strict guidelines as compared to other forms of art like illustrating or photography and stuff like that. So but I think that's also a good thing because there's a lot of experimentation that you can do with collage making, and I hope that with this workshop I can teach you something. Yeah, so we can start now. Okay, wait lang. There. So just a brief rundown of like what collage making is. So collage is a term used to describe both technique and the resulting work of art in which pieces of paper, photographs, fabric, and other ephemera are arranged and stuck down to a supporting surface. It was introduced as an artist's technique in the 20th century and was especially popular among artists in the Dadaist movement. There are actually two art movements that are tightly linked with collage making, which I'll just brush up on very quickly. So the first one, the Dada movement. So the Dada movement started around mid-1910s as a reaction to the world the First World War. And the artists during this movement wanted to question the traditional values of society, including its art. Because the Dada movement is anti-bourgeois, they made art that didn't aim to please the sensibilities of rich people. And they experimented with materials that were available to them. So if you can see on the lower right of the PowerPoint, there's this artist named Kurt Schwitters who would actually pick up trash from the sidewalks and use them for his collages. So yeah, it like collages can be made up of anything. Um, it's super flexible in that way. And then um, the other art movement that is also linked uh, to collage making is surrealism, because it rejects a rational vision of life in favor of one that asserted the value of the unconscious. So, and artists found strange beauty in the unexpected and the uncanny. So yeah, it like the process of collage making is very much like that. You there's yes, there's a lot of thought put into it beforehand, but at the same time, um, like you kind of let things flow when you're already making it. So yeah, um, there. Uh, so in making a collage, I think it's very important to take your time in going through the materials you have, because that's going to um, kind of dictate where your collage is going to go. So it's important to um, have like a good grasp of what you have, and like you take your time going through it, and um, yeah. And then so after doing that, you explore how it could look like altogether. This is the part where um, you look at the materials and kind of like rip your magazines apart and open, and um, see what fits with what you want to do. Yeah. And yeah, explore the different ways to approach your material in terms of technique. Okay. So I'll do that actually in a bit, as a part also of the first exercise. Okay. What do you need to have to make a collage? It's pretty simple. You just need scissors, glue, paper, the basics, and you know anything really, um, like magazines, old books, old readings that you wanna not read anymore. Uh, yeah. Um, but also, aside from the materials, I think there's also this mindset that you have to have when you're going to make a collage. You have to be prepared to experiment, because your work won't come out originally as you envisioned. And usually that's for the better, because when you're restrained with a set vision, that's usually also what hinders you from like being experimental with what you can do with paper and with your materials. Um, so yeah, if you keep doing things again and again, you'll also find what thing works best for you. Second, you need willingness to go with the flow, because sometimes your experiments take you by surprise. So you have to really see where collage making takes you. And last, yung resourcefulness. Um, you don't really need an expensive set of tools or materials for collaging. So the outcome of a collage doesn't depend on the price tag of the book or the um, magazine that you're cutting, or the scissors that you use. Like, you know, for example, the artist that I showed a while ago, he would make collages out of trash. So just deal with everything. Like, yeah. Um, so yeah, for me, it's a balance between being comfortable with your materials and also taking risks. Yeah. Actually, ito na siya. We're gonna start the workshop now. The first one that we're going to do is just 15 minutes long. Uh, so the idea is to um, kind of just, yeah. Sorry. Kinakabahan ako, by the way.
Sige.
Um, yeah. So grab 5 to 10 materials on your desk and make a collage that sums up how you're currently feeling like at present. So I will also be working on this with you and to the participants who are in the room or to the people watching on Facebook, if you have any questions, let me know and I will answer them while I'm making my collage. Yeah?
Okay.
Is that good? Mukhang mabilis tayo dito ngayon.
Sige. Well, Ches is preparing for her workspace. She'll be shifting to workspace. We have actually a few questions actually from our participants as well. So, which Ches can actually answer while she's preparing the collage. So our first question is actually from one of our participants. The question is, what makes a good collage, or how does collage look captivating? Nakamute. Okay, while Chess is setting up her workspace. So for those who are watching us on Facebook, can actually comment any questions that you like to ask, or sa mga gustong bumate sa Facebook page. So just comment your questions through our Facebook page. And then for those, for our participants then on our Zoom, you can actually also type or you can unmute your audio so we can actually hear if you have any questions there. So right now you can see Chess workspace. So there. So it's actually our first activity is a 5 minute, very short, quick warm-up exercise. So go Chess.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. Give me a second. I gotta compose myself for a bit. Before I start working on the collage, maybe I can answer your question. Okay, what makes a good collage? I think from the start pa lang, uh, kailangan gamay mo na yung materials mo. Like, because your materials, yun nga, like as I said a while ago, your materials kind of dictate uh, what uh, what the outcome is, what the output is. Um, yeah. Teka. Sorry, I'm so.
Okay, thank you, Chess, for answering one of our questions. So I think we'll be collating other questions na lang while we go through the workshop. So I think we can proceed to our first activity. There. So to review, our first activity is to grab any materials, 5 to 10 materials from your surroundings, and then feel free to create any collage from those materials. So right now you can see Ches skimming through one of her books to create collage. So pwede nyo kaming sabayan right now to create any collage, and then later on maybe we can share our outputs. Yay, so there. So we're finished with the warm up. From the 15-minute warm up, naging 25 25 minutes na warm up activity. So now we'll do a little bit of sharing of what we made during the warm up activity. Okay.
Who wants to go first out of the many participants that we have today?
Sige, ako muna. I'll share my work. Whoa. So this is what happened after 25 minutes. 25 minutes. So pakita ko siya. So this is my collage. So then, so yeah. So what we have are a Twitter sign. Tapos may one eye, and then the words silence, tsaka off. So yeah. So actually yung prompt natin is create within 15 minutes ng, to show what you feel right now. So yun yung prompt na. So actually yung ginawa ko, hindi ko na napag-isipan yung yung prompt for the workshop. So it actually reflects mostly my emotions, more of the feelings that's happening right now, especially at this time na we are on a pandemic and everyone is mostly on their phones or in the digital world. So parang it's a world of the social media and also of the happenings na in our society that we're being watched as well in our in a space where we are supposed to be free of our expression. So that's why may words na off tsaka silence. And may mata looking at the Twitter sign just to reflect the what's happening right now in the Philippine society. Well, so that's my workshop. That's my output for the activity. That's my workshop. Ako yung nag-workshop. Ako yung nag-workshop. Feeling.
Okay.
That's my work for the activity, warm-up activity. So there.
Hey, Gian, I really like your work. I like that you were able to find something within the magazines that you have right now that encapsulates actually what you feel. Parang, yun kasi yung good thing about collage making. Sobrang dali to make meaning out of whatever you have. Parang, I know it's difficult to always like keep on looking for the exact photo that you want, but the yun nga, like dito papasok yung pagiging resourceful mo. Yung parang you don't have to be so like literal with the images you use, or if you know, if you get to find something that naswak, edi maganda, 'di ba? Yeah. So, pakita ko na ba yung akin?
Or isa pa, may mag-share pa na isa pang participant.
Okay. So, ito ha. Ay, sige. Ikaw muna.
So Rosh will share her.
We have a special guest.
Hello. So my work for today is this. This is her. Actually, wala akong maisip na mood. Parang I just let the photos in the National Geographic magazine. Puro birds siya, if you can tell. So ayan, ayan na si birds. There. I guess there's no really direction that I wanted to go with this. It was just fun to see like a bird with a microchip attached to its head. And there. Voila. I guess no mood in general, more of just, you know, my stress on paper. And ripping paper was also pretty fun for me. There.
Yay. Hey, thank you, Rosh. I really like your collage also. Okay. Um,
Actually, yung more of the most of the struggle actually from choosing the
yeah.
images is within having the time limit that we
Yeah.
have.
So for people who actually want to make collages, I suggest na talagang you take time in going through all of the magazines that you want to use, because parang the more that you skim through it, the more you see the little details that you missed the first round of going through it. And that's when you also kind of get an idea of, okay, maybe this thing could work. Like the first time you saw it, sige, hindi siya ganun ka ganda. Pero parang with the more you collate like a thing, the more you collate your objects, your elements, pagka pagka tingin pag tumitingin ka ng pag tumitingin sa same thing, may mahahanap ka at mahanap ka na mas magwo-work. Kaya sobrang important din ng time in terms of making collages. Pero naiintindihan ko din naman na, okay, workshop to. Kailangan na, hindi naman tayo pwedeng buong araw mag-workshop, di ba? Internet natin, sorry. Okay.
Actually, so so more of actually question then on your process siguro, Chess. So are there times na like the image comes first before the idea? So when you're looking through pages, you're picking images first before knowing the idea of what you want? Or usually by it's more of the idea first, then if there's an image that you're will be able to see on the magazine, tsaka lang siya magki-create ng certain image.
Okay. Yung process ko nagde-differ sa, okay, personal works. Yes, I have like more liberty to go through whatever whatever material that I have and pick up a meaning based on what images I see. Ganun siya for me most of the time. But like, kunwari, working with a client or collaborating with other people, and they have certain ideas already of the direction that they want for the artwork, parang, um, parati kong kino-consider in mind yun. Hindi, para, you don't have to have very specific images at the beginning. Para sa akin yung thought or yung feeling that you want to convey, um, dun yung pagbabasehan mo. Kahit isang bagay lang yun, madali to go around that feeling if once you go through the images that you have. So ayun, pakita ko ba yung akin?
So that will lead to your explanation of your work.
Kasi related din siya sa dun sa process ko. Well, nakita niyo naman yung process ko kanina. If nakita niyo, mas matagal talaga ako mag-work o mag-go through ng magazines kaysa sa mag-assemble. Kasi parang dun ko nakikita, pag tinitignan ko yung material ko, mas doon ko nakikita kung babagay ba siya dun sa gusto ko. So, this is what I made. What I'm currently feeling right now, at this very moment, is that I am like framed within the space of this Zoom frame, and I am stumbling down a hill, which is myself, my own self. Ayun, the world is watching me mess up on this live stream. That's how I feel. But yeah, so there. Parang nung nagsisimula ako gawin yung collage na to, wala din talaga akong maisip na pwede kong i-express. Kasi, okay, the vaguest idea that I had was like, oh shit, I'm stressed. Like, I'm really stressed. How can I convey that? So, and then, like, the images that I saw while going through my materials, saka lang siya nagbuo ng very specific, like, thing. Ito, this, this scenario, this, yeah.
So thank you, Ches, for sharing your work with us with the warm-up activity. And to everyone then, for those who like to also share their works, no, lalo na yung mga nanonood sa Facebook, can actually post them online, then just tag UP Asterisk. So we can also see your creations for the warm-up activity. So yeah. So right now, I guess nakapag-warm up na tayo sa sa collage. So I think we can proceed to the next activity. Ayan. And so
Present. Okay. Where are my notes? Okay. So for the main activity, we're probably not gonna follow the 30 minutes. We'll just wait until like maybe 10 minutes before 5:30. That's when we end. So the main activity, what we're going to do is we're gonna choose one instruction out of the 6 that are listed in the slide. Um, so I got these instructions from the artist, the Filipino conceptual artist, Roberto Chabet. So I found these instructions when I went to an exhibit back in 2017, where the artists also followed the instructions um, listed below. I mean, listed over there. So I chose this to be the main exercise because I think it's going to be both a challenge and a guide on how to go about making your collage. So collage making is all about exercising your creativity, not just in terms of how you compose the image, but also through um, how you make sense of the materials that you have and how to convey the message in an unconventional way. So I guess like if someone were to ask me what my tip is when making a collage, feeling ko importante na wag niyo i-limit yung sarili niyo sa like for example, you don't have to if you want something that has like a tree in it, you don't have to use a tree like an image of a tree for your collage. Yeah, so it's really just about being resourceful and um, being experimental with your materials. So yeah, um, yeah.
sige, so let's proceed to our main workshop. So this main exercise will let us choose from the 5 that you can see dun sa sinishare ni Chess ngayon. Oh, 6 pala, sorry. 6 choices that we have now. And then let's have at least a minute, some few minutes to do the activity. And then later on, afterwards, we'll also again share our output. So yeah, so let's proceed to the activity. Let's go.
kung may questions nga pala kayo, just send them over or, open your voice chat or unmute your mic and we can talk about things. Okay.
Go behind the scenes with Benny. Released. Watch now.
skip this ad, just like you skipped out on buying Amazon stock and Google and Apple. I'm sure you think you're too busy to invest online. Want to see busy? I got enough laundry here to hide the sun. But that doesn't stop me from investing, because I got eToro. You just log in, pick a stock, set an amount, and hit trade. And yeah, you gotta pay a commission, except no, you don't, because they don't take one. That's right. You can invest in stocks with no commission. Zero. Nada. Zilch. Still got it. But sir, is there some way you could make things even easier for me? Why, yes, I can. With Copy Trader, just find a top investor on eToro. How about someone with piercing blue eyes and a voice as smooth as butter? And hit copy. From now on.
tayo kanina sa Facebook for a bit. Pero now we're back. And we're still doing the main exercise. So just to share what I chose. I chose the prompt where it says na you choose two photos or materials and then yun lang yung gagamitin mo for your collage. So napili ko itong photo ng surface ng moon and then I chose like an ad for paint. So now I'm doing a collage out of that. Yun lang. Okay.
Ako din, I'm also doing a different activity. So I'm choosing the one which is asking for one particular shape. So I'm cutting out. Nakikita pa nila ako. Feeling ko hindi nila ako nakikita. Anyways.
Kita ka?
Sige, ibaba ko na lang para nakikita nila yung ginagawa. So circles. I chose circle. So I'm cutting out circles around every page na makita ko na is interesting yung mga print. So yeah. So that's what I am making. So yeah. So while we are continuing the workshop for the main activity, I have some questions for Ches.
Yes. Do that.
While we are doing the activity. So question is for Ches is how did you start doing collage?
Oh, okay. That's a fun question to answer. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. I started making collages. I think my earliest recollection was when I was probably 6 years old. I would cut pictures, like family pictures, and make whatever random stuff out of it. I would put myself in different magazine layouts. Dati siguro akala ko pwede ako maging artista. So, nilalagay ko yung sarili ko. Pero, ayun nga. But yung serious collage making stuff, I think, kasi nung high school ako, nasira yung camera ko. I really, really wanted to be a photographer when I was younger, but ayun nga, I had to make do with what I had. And nung time kasi na yun, super angsty teenager ako. I wanted to express myself in some way. And I knew I couldn't draw. So sabi ko, okay, what if I get into making collages again? Like, seriously making stuff. And yeah, now I'm here hosting a workshop for 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 you guys.
There's a 360 turn from making your own collage from your personal interest.
Ano yan?
Parang nagka-turn from making
Yeah.
collage from your personal interest.
Sometimes I guess like it worked out for the better because I'm not sure if I even had the eye for in photography to begin with. Like, yeah. So this is so much fun. Like making collages is a lot of fun, especially once you get more comfortable with uh, with working on. I mean, kasi well, personal anecdote na to. Pero very control freak kasi ako na tao. Tapos parang ito yung way ko of kind of making myself realize na I can't have everything in my control, but I can do something about it and make it better in my own way. If it makes sense. Kasi parang sa collage making, hindi mo naman kontrolado lahat ng bagay eh. So, ayun, parang lesson siya. Like reminder to self.
It's also actually collage is a good exercise to parang improve your resourcefulness or parang also make yourself parang ilabas yung creative juices mo or yung creativity mo kasi you're somehow may you're presented with various images tapos parang
if you can't draw, like in my case, I can't draw, but like you still can learn how to make art through composing the imagery, like by making stuff like this, by making art, by making collages. Ayun.
when did you somehow parang
Kailangan ko na-realize na, okay, ito talaga yung gusto ko gawin.
yeah, no, that's not just like a hobby or like parang
Siguro, nung first time ko ma-invite gumawa ng collage for an event, like for a poster for an event, na parang hindi ko na-realize na, people actually like what I've made. Kasi dati super lang talaga eh. As in, yung collages ko nung high school ako, sa journal ko lang nilalagay. Tapos, I don't know, I guess my friends saw it and were like, okay, what if you make something for us? So, yan. Ngayon, hindi ko na may imagine yung sarili ko na mag-drawing. Char. Lang. Pwede pa naman. Not too late.
ano mga memorable explorations mo, for example, when it comes to like parang artistic practice on your collage, like ano yung mga discoveries mo when it comes to yung parang the flexibility and the variety ng possibilities sa collage, like on your style, ano yung mga na-realize mo while you continue creating collage?
dati, I had this, na-notice ko lang sa mga ginagawa ko. Dati sobrang obsessed ko sa pagpuno ng page. Like, gusto ko puno yung buong page.
Which is my struggle right now. Gusto ko na ipuno yung page kasi anyway.
I mean, okay lang naman. Like, you do you. Pero over time, parang marami rin akong na, like, parang, ako ko, hindi ko siya pinag-iisipan talaga eh. You know, when I make collages, I don't really think about it. That's why I guess the reason why it was so difficult just for me to uh, host a workshop is because I can only speak based on very personal experience in working with collages. So, ayun, parang I think I did answer your question. Teka. What have I learned so far about my art practice? Maybe just maybe pushing my own boundaries, I guess, in terms of material also. Like there are a lot of things that I want to do in the future that doesn't just have to, that doesn't just deal with paper or magazine cutouts. Like I also want to dabble in three-dimensional stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So are there any memorable experience
Well,
in your career? Wow.
my career. I think I just, nag-enjoy ako pag nakakapag-collaborate ako with other artists and other musicians or filmmakers. Kasi, ano ba? It's fun to try to convey the meaning that they want behind their artwork in a way na sobrang hirap din. Like, mahirap gumawa minsan ng collage kasi yun nga, depende siya sa resources mo. Pero, yeah, parang matututo ka talaga parang ano ba? Like talagang isa-challenge yung utak ko on how to properly convey the message with very limited pictures or, you know, ganun stuff. Parang masayang challenge yun. Tapos na ako.
Teka na.
Very simple.
Hey, most of us are done
Are you guys done?
with our output on different activities. So yes, we can share
Okay.
what we have accomplished. Ako na lang muna dahil sobrang sabog nung akin.
Sige, go.
So this is, yung napili ko pala is, it says to cut, ano number yun? Number 5, cut out one particular shape or pattern using different materials, colors, textures, and transparency. Continue cutting out that one particular shape. And you can repeat the shape in various sizes, and then collage and layer the shapes into the piece. It's very simple.
The instructions are simple, but then you make the meaning out of what images you use.
Yes, true. So actually, it's still a work in progress. So ito siya right now. So I just put circles right now. But I wanted to use other materials kasi wala naman ako ibang materials. Gusto ko sana ilagay yung bote kaso it's heavy. Or yung masking tape as part of my work. So I just used various pages ng fashion magazine with their textures on their clothes. And then nag-balance out lang ako ng plain colored paper just to balance the composition. Oh, kala mo naman ano? Kala mo naman very ano na artwork. And then lagay ako ng lines of this transparent circles around just to balance din yung heavy bold circles around it. So that's my work in progress work. Yun ay sabi, work in progress creation.
So, paano mo napili yung mga images na ginamit mo?
So ang idea ko was actually while looking at the pages, naisip ko na parang since it's a fashion magazine, so mas naging interested ako on layering or cutting out the shapes or prints pala of what I can see on the model's clothes or on the those who are in the photographs sa magazine. So that's why I've chosen yung mga very interesting prints. Well, for me, doon sa magazine. So that's why I chose these particular circles and images ng mga nila sa magazine. So there. Kumain na lang po. Pamain na lang. So that's my work.
Hello. Hi again. So my work is, I chose the first prompt, yung from a magazine, make a collage without the use of scissors, cutters, or any blade instrument. So I just ended up ripping pages from a magazine. So this is my work. Actually, parang nagawa ko yung prompt ng kanina, yung how I'm feeling right now. So, well, it's my interpretation of COVID. Feel ko gets naman, but yeah, so I was able to explore din yung parang 3D texture, something with the little spiky girls. So, ayan siya. Yay!
Ang ganda ng texture kasi parang gumagawa ka ng three-dimensional effect dun sa
I'm very proud.
So, yung idea mo ba of conveying what COVID with this whole lockdown feels like, did it come after seeing the images or before like saka mo siya naisip na you wanted to make something like that?
Parang when I was looking at each image individually, parang it looked like, okay, traveling. So I was thinking, airplane traveling, like, oh, I want to travel. And then after that, I'd see like this photo next na parang, ooh, like people in face masks. Like that's what I've been doing for like the longest time during lockdown. So I guess like nag-create na lang ako ng idea by putting the images together. So after ko na put together yung images, then ko realize na I think, okay, like this is what I want to make. Like this is the image that I want to convey. There.
Yay, that's really nice. I'm so proud of you guys.
How about you?
Bye.
Okay.